Dear friends, today we are joined by our editor Jai Bharadwaj, who is reporting live from Brisbane. Jai, you're in Brisbane. Tell us what's happening there.
See, the Khalistan supporters have gathered here at Brisbane Convention Centre, and they are trying to do what they do, the propaganda. If you can see behind me there, they have put some big uh, banners and posters of Khalistan referendum. However, the kind of size community has here in Queensland and neighbouring regional New South Wales, it seems to be failing. The numbers are very underwhelming, if I can say that in at least first hour or so. Uh, Unlike the Melbourne propaganda which they did, this time in Brisbane, they are kind of very loud in terms of the loudspeakers and the music which they are running. Uh, the reason for that is, as I understand, is the low turnout has kind of muted the people's voice, so they want to beat those drums and really loud speakers to showcase that they are kind of there. However, it seems to be failing as it is at the moment. Alavi?
Yeah. Jay, just a request that keep the mic a little closer so that so that we can
Yep.
have better audio. Jay, we saw the kind of violence that happened in Melbourne. How is the security arrangement there? Can you see police? Can you see what's happening there?
Yes, of course. See, Pallavi, the road behind me has been cordoned off. No traffic other than who are authorized to come in are allowed. And police, this event is happening next to the South Bank police station. So that makes it more important that police was very serious. They didn't let these Khalistani propagandists to use the hall number 3 or 2. They have got them here so that they are closer and there is no incident. They have put guards on all sides, close all the gates of the exhibition center so that nothing what we saw in Melbourne potentially can happen here. And they are also being warned that if any violence happens at any point in time, then this will be shut down by the police authorities. Madhavi?
Jay, you are there. You mentioned briefly about what's happening there. Are there a lot of people, or is it because it seems that the turnout so far is absolutely low? I mean, you can just count a handful of people so far. So, what's the situation there?
Definitely, I would say it's a very underwhelmed response to what is happening, the way they propagate it. There are hardly 200, 300 people. There are no long queues. It looks like, as of now, in first couple of hours, it hasn't made the effect or impact which these Khalistani propagandists were claiming to do. Hallelujah.
Um, Jay, wanted to ask you this: that do you reckon that given all the violence and the vandalism that one has seen, that somewhere even the communities kind of the Indian Australian community is kind of dismayed and disappointed and really concerned, including Hindus and Sikhs and Christians and Muslims, that the Indian Australian community is concerned about all of this, and perhaps that is one of the reasons for this. So far, that seems like a very low turnout.
Definitely. Pallavi, this morning I was in a community meeting, and the community was telling us they are kind of fed up with these propagandas in their numbers, and they're also saying they don't know how to respond to them. And irony is these people are trying to capture, they are trying to threaten, they are trying to intimidate normal people, and people are asking, even in that meeting which I went to this morning, they was asking how to respond to that, how to counter their propaganda, and is not behind them. And after the kind of threats they have given to journalists like you and me, uh, normal day-to-day working people in Melbourne, Brisbane, and Sydney, people are shunning their idea. People are telling them, if you want to do something like this of Khalistan, go to India. This has nothing to do with Australia, and we should be left alone. Pallavi?
Yeah. Now, Jay, tell me something that you said that the area has been cordoned off. Now, how long are they likely to keep an area cordoned off like that? Because generally, that's not what you expect in a peaceful protest.
Definitely, see, police is not taking any chances as of now because of whatever they saw happen in Federation Square. So this is a back street, if I can tell you. Not much traffic happens generally on this street. The only access is of two places. That one is TAFE, Queensland TAFE, and the Convention Center. They are doing this program in the Convention Center. However, TAFE, because it's a Sunday, is closed right now. So there is no people necessarily come on this side of the town if they do not have a business. That's why probably police has taken this precaution to keep it off limit from normal people.
And you mentioned earlier that the Sikh community, the Indian Australian Sikh community, that they are also concerned, and they are quite, because threats have been issued, including to you and me, so that there is a real sense of dismay and concern with the activities of a handful of people. So, can you elaborate more on that?
Pallavi, they are not even like concerned. Now they are fed up with the kind of propaganda these people are trying to do. They are fed up with the venom they are trying to seed into the young minds. They are one of the females participant in the meeting this morning. She told that I don't want to see my son or daughter to be part of their propaganda. However, they kind of try and take pictures, giving a small flag to kids of Khalistan, and they try to take pictures. And she told me that I told them, no, please do not use my child. She was brave enough to tell. However, a lot of people get kind of scared because of their intimidation. So they don't say anything. They just come back quickly from wherever these people are trying to do what they are doing. Pallavi?
Yeah. Jay, I think you have a guest with you as well.
Yeah, let me introduce you to my guest. Sarah Elgate is a director of Hindus Human Rights. She has also come here. Let me ask her how she is looking at that. Sarah, your mic is there. Please come on. Sarah, can you tell me how are you seeing this? Please come closer. Yep.
It's pretty low key, to be honest. It's early days yet. I mean, it's they're trying to drum up a bit of tension and a bit of excitement with their drums and their loud music, but there's not very big crowds.
It looks like hardly 200 people there.
Yeah, you can see the same familiar faces that are behind the scenes organising everything, all here, probably from overseas as usual. The Nihangs are wearing swords, which was a curious point. I'm surprised to see that the Nihangs are walking around with long swords openly, which I think the Queensland Police told us was not going to be happening here. So hopefully we won't see those swords being pulled out like they were in Melbourne.
So, Sarah, they tried to do whatever propaganda. You were also in touch with the police authority and security agencies. What are you understanding? What is the mood in terms of the government authorities?
Well, I think the authorities are taking things very seriously. I've been reporting things, but as you know, there's no feedback. They don't reply. So I think the presence of police that we're seeing here today at every level is a sort of a message from the authorities that they are taking it seriously, and that if anything gets out of control, I can see one there, a police officer who looks like a what is it? Community Protection Services, community safety. So you can see that they've got a range of different types of officers on duty.
Another thing, there was I heard a lot of chats in social media that there is going to be a counter protest or something. So how do you see all those tactics by the other community?
Well, I'd be surprised if people get very far in terms of proximity. If I would say that if anybody does turn up from the other side, that they will be quickly redirected by the police, and they would have to stay a distance away. So I guess the message is to anyone who is planning to come down, stay away from the actual event. They've got flags cordoning everything off, and it's pretty clear where you can and you can't go, don't you reckon? I mean, people are using the public footpaths, but right outside you can see everybody's walking around unhindered. So it's just behind the flags, I would say stay away. But other than that, doesn't look like the police are stopping people from using the footpaths.
Pallavi, do you have any question for Sarah?
I mean, I had a question for both of you. That you said that Sarah mentioned that there seems to be familiar faces. So do you reckon that there are some people who are traveling from one city to other to just show up for the so-called referendum because they themselves know that they have very little support or no support in the wider community?
Okay, let me put it to Sarah first, and then probably I will also answer because I have a very interesting reply to that. Sarah, Paul, you want to know when you said that there are familiar faces, so is it repeated churning of
Dear friends, I think we have lost contact. We are trying to restore contact with Jai Bharadwaj and Sarah Gates. Let us see if we can get back soon. Otherwise, we will reconnect shortly. Friends, really sorry about this, but I think we are having a technical issue. We are not being able to connect with Jay. I think there is some communication.
I came by a plane.
Jay, can you hear me? There's a bit of a technical issue. We lost you and we are losing you again.
Who were coming from Sydney or Melbourne, and they were the same
Jay,
people.
sorry to interrupt. I lost you for a few seconds.
Right, they were the same people that voted last time. So we're seeing people that may have voted in a previous referendum coming up here to vote again. Is that what you're suggesting?
Yeah.
Are you? Can you see us now?
I can see you now. I can hear you now. But for a moment, I thought I lost you both. So yeah.
No. Actually, somebody called on the phone. So when somebody calls on the phone, it goes. The screen goes off. You could still listen. Okay, let me ask the question to Sarah again. Sarah, what do you mean when you say familiar faces and same people churning around in Melbourne or Brisbane or anywhere they do the propaganda?
Well, we can see people that were present at other referendums elsewhere in the world who are here today. So they've come in from overseas to facilitate this through their communities. So they've been organising everything. And they were there on the consulate the other day, and they're here now.
So, Pallavi, let me tell you one thing. There are number of cars, number of buses which have been travelling from Melbourne regional area, Queensland regional area, and NSW regional area. They came to Melbourne to show strength. The same people are here. I can see them. and they are trying to show this trend. So actually, when we talk about the local community support, it is kind of going down every day as we and other media organizations are exposing their propaganda. The common people, the common community is telling them to just leave them alone and go away. They are not anymore interested. Alavi?
Yeah, and just to consolidate, as you know, that in consulate, there was an issue at the Queen's Consulate that the government had put a hold. One time there was a block one temple, and then there was before that there was no flag and things like that. Anything to do with the consulate in Hyderabad so far that you reckon?
No, at the moment we can't say much about that. I'll come back to you about more details on that issue, Pallavi.
All right. Jay, thank you so much for joining us, and we keep reporting live from Brisbane today. And be safe, and we'll see you back.
Thank you so much.